There is a subtle, invisible loop of anxiety that quietly controls the vast majority of the modern human experience. It is the persistent, uncomfortable, and nearly irresistible urge to check. We check our phones for new text messages every few minutes without even realizing we are doing it. We refresh our email inboxes on a continuous, desperate loop throughout the workday. We scan our social media feeds to see if a red badge, a glowing dot, or a tiny white number has materialized on our screens. This repetitive behavior is driven by a deep psychological need to know right now. We have been conditioned by modern technology to believe that missing a piece of real-time data is a disaster. But this constant scanning is quietly fracturing our focus and keeping us in a state of perpetual distraction. This psychological trap is deeply rooted in a behavioral phenomenon known as variable rewards, the exact same mechanism that makes slot machines so addictive. Because a very small percentage of our incoming notifications are genuinely important or exciting, our brains treat every single buzz, chime, flash, or vibration as a potential survival signal that demands immediate attention. This creates an ongoing state of hypervigilance, keeping our nervous systems permanently on edge and flooded with stress hormones. Even when your phone is sitting face down on your desk, a significant portion of your finite cognitive energy is actively spent resisting the urge to pick it up. Your attention is split between the deep task in front of you and the digital world outside, a state known as continuous partial attention. To break this addiction to real-time information, you must learn to tolerate the unread notification. You must intentionally build the psychological muscle required to let a text message sit unanswered, a notification badge stay unclicked, and an email remain completely unopened for hours at a time. The first practical step in reclaiming your attention is turning off all non-human notifications on every single device you own. Your smartphone should never emit a sound, vibrate, or show a banner for a news update, a social media comment, or a promotional offer. The only inputs allowed to interrupt your physical life should be direct, real-time communications from actual human beings in emergency situations. You must realize that 99% of the information demanding your immediate response is not a true emergency, and treating it as one is a guaranteed recipe for chronic cognitive exhaustion and creative mediocrity. True freedom in the digital age is the ability to look at an unread notification and calmly decide that your current focus is infinitely more important. By cutting off the non-essential noise at the absolute source, you immediately eliminate the vast majority of the psychological triggers that pull you away from your deep focus throughout the day. The second step is transitioning your behavior from continuous checking to disciplined batch processing. Instead of keeping your email tab open all day long like a reactive target, choose 3 specific times during the day to check and respond to messages. Perhaps once at 9 in the morning, once at 1 in the afternoon, and a final check at 4 in the evening. Outside of these dedicated windows, close the browser tab completely, silence the application, and let the unread messages pile up in the background. Trust that the world will not fall apart if you take a few hours to reply. Learning to leave notifications unread forces you to confront the initial wave of digital anxiety, sit calmly with the discomfort of not knowing, and realize that absolutely nothing terrible happens when you delay your response to the world. This practice builds an incredible level of psychological freedom and self-mastery. True power in the digital age belongs to the individuals who can control their own focus. Turn off the noise, embrace the unread notification, leave the messages waiting, and reclaim your mind for the deep work that actually matters.